Hello, it's Thursday afternoon, about 3 o'clock. The last 24 hours have been kind of bizarre. I had rehearsal at 5:30 yesterday, and it went on till like about 9. Oh my gosh, we were blocking, which means you look in the script, and when the character says something, sometimes they'll move over to and sit down on a chair, or sometimes they will wave a flag, or whatever their actions are. You write it down in pencil on the script where it comes in. So that's called blocking, and that's what we were doing last night. I think we pretty much have the whole play blocked. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Friday, we are going to, I just go in there and try to do it. Now, it's not very quick moving, but it's not a slow play. But when you're blocking, you have to stop every few minutes, and the director decides whether he thinks it looks good or not. You know, if a person is supposed to pick something up off a coffee table, does it look right? Or does it look fake? Depends on what the director's going for. But anyway, that's what we were doing. And I was really tired when I got home, and I hadn't finished the Malcolm book yet. And the kids left today to go to Canada, and I was up till about 5 in the morning, finishing up I had made 2 copies. The one that went up to Canada, and I have 2 more I'm going to color in, laminate, punch holes in, and put in a little book. Now, the one that went up to Canada today is a completed book, but I'm going to complete these others. I told Spencer that he will have his own. By the time they get home, he will have his own book. So I thought, while I have all the supplies out, I might as well finish it up, since I can't really get into anything for 2 hours before I have to leave for rehearsal again. It's another 5:30 afternoon rehearsal, which is better than if it started at 7:30, because then I'd be there till midnight. So I got about 3 hours of sleep maybe. And is this the first time of today I've eaten at all? Yeah, it is. When I'm really, really busy, I don't even need to eat. Am I turning into a robot? 2 hours of downtime and no food? I've been there. I mean, I'm thinking of my younger years. I mean, well, not that long ago. I was over 40. Was I over 40? I think so. No. It was like 1996 or 5. Somewhere around there. I was taking night school courses to become a medical record tech. And taking care of the kids and the house and the food, the cleaning, everything, while my lazy butt ex-husband sat on his butt and read newspapers or watched TV. And then, because the money was dwindling, I had to find a job. So I found a job working at McDonald's, the hamburger joint. That is not meant for an older person. It is meant to be like introduction to the workforce and how you get along and teamwork and stuff like that. That's what those jobs were meant for. If a person has to subsist on those jobs, I feel very bad for them. But I had to at the time. And I think back at all the things I've had to do and sacrifice. I couldn't do it again. I couldn't. But when you're having a shitty time in life, that's when God or your superpower or whatever, that's when you're learning a lesson, when you're having a shitty time in life. Right now, I'm happy as a clam. Wherever that expression came from, I have no idea. But Spencer, this morning, they had like their breakfast. They had oatmeal and eggs, and he kept saying, "When are we leaving for Canada? When are we leaving for Canada? When are we going to Canada? Are we going to Canada?" Okay. All the little stereotype of a kid asking something a million times. That was this morning. And Ashley got her mental list going, and Brian's getting stuff together, and they're both trying to concentrate with Spencer constantly haranguing them with questions. And the little guy, he was just having fun. He always eats very well. And before they were going to leave about 8:45, it takes an hour and a half to get down to the airport where they left from. Because sometimes if there are more than one airport within an hour drive, it's worth checking out a cheaper price at another one. So they are leaving from Anaheim, which is where Disney World is, down a lot closer to LA. Actually, it's in LA, I think. It's just a part of LA. So they had to leave by a certain time. And we're trying to get everybody's everything. And the last thing you do before you leave, and usually the first thing you do when you come home, is to go to the bathroom, or at least try. Spencer says, I don't have to go to the bathroom. I don't have to go to the bathroom. And I actually said, you know it's going to happen, don't you? We'll get there. We'll be in line. The plane will be boarding soon, and he'll have to go to the bathroom. Or on the plane. Gosh, I hope that doesn't happen. It's bad enough being a grown-up and knowing how to use the toilet, and especially somewhere else and on an airplane. It's a little tiny cramped space. And two people can't really fit in there. So you can't, a parent and their kid. It's just, unless you're both paper thin. So, he and Daddy went upstairs to go to the bathroom, and Mommy said, I better check Sebastian and make sure. And she went to change, he had pee pants, she went to change him, and he forced out a little poop. That kid's a good kid. He is so good. He's like, I know everyone's going to the bathroom. I better go to the bathroom too. They have 4 different seats on the plane. 2 of them are next to each other, and the other 2 are in front of each other. Like a single seat and one behind it. How are they going to work that? Brian said, I know one thing. He's 6'10", and he has very long legs. 39-inch inseam, very long legs. And I have trouble sitting in places like that. He says, if they make me move to a smaller seat with less leg room, I'm going to go full Chad on them. I said, what? Oh, that's the male version of Karen. I decided it's Chad. Because all the Chads I've known are dicks. Okay, I was just hoping that they're doing okay. Right about now is about the time their plane is in Calgary. That's where President Trump was a week or so ago. He met with did Macron meet there? I don't remember what it was. That's the one where Trump stormed out because he got pissed off or something. Pouting and crying and running away. Like a kid. I think that airport has a neat little play area for kids. So that hour and a half wait shouldn't be too bad. And they'll already be in Canada, so they've already gone through security check and all that. They do that in here before they left. Now, on the way back from Canada, they'll go through security on the Canada side. I know Scott works today. I don't know about tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to rain up there. So, don't know. But the rest of the days are supposed to be nice, and a high of 78 or something, like maybe. And I thought, well, that's really nice. I'm glad things are going to work for them. And I hope they get to see some interesting things. And we've all been telling Spencer, because he's right at the age where he thinks he's, that he's emancipated and he can do what he wants because he's smart enough. He's not even 4. When I was a kid, of course, my mother, threatened backhanding. So we were scared to disobey. Can't do that these days. I wouldn't want to, but, sometimes a good swat on the behind, it's embarrassing. not a hard one, but one that's embarrassing. Oh boy. I had some pizza dough in the refrigerator, and I put it in the microwave convection oven, and I'm making it like a little pizza. Yeah, I know, it's hot, it's summer. And for some reason, I just feel like I feel free almost. And now, in the next few days, I can be loud when I want. I can vacuum in the middle of the night if I want. Which is, when you get old and you live by yourself, you're used to doing all that. But when you have to live next to somebody or with somebody, it's different. Well, unless you're a dick. Unless you're a Chad or a Karen. Oh, my lower backs. Well, saw them off. And Brian was writing down on pieces of paper and taping it to everything, as if I'm a foreigner and I need to know what something is. This is the coffee machine, and over here are the coffee pods, and inside is a list of a written instruction by me on how to use it. I'm like, oh my God. Well, I'm glad. At least it was very thoughtful of him to do that. And I know the doggies eat at 5 o'clock at night, and they eat about 6 in the morning, something like that. And I know how to feed them. I've done it before. And yeah, it's going to be kind of like a deflation, This weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Well, Saturday I have a mammogram. I'll have to remember to go online and fill in the forms. And Sundays, I'm on my own time, basically. Don't have to worry about anything. So it is kind of liberating in a way that I don't have to worry about making noise or coming and going at odd times or something. My brain's kind of tired. I hope I make it through rehearsal tonight. Tomorrow rehearsal is 1 in the afternoon, so it shouldn't be too bad, even if we run the whole play twice or something. I think he said it'll be 5 hour tomorrow, that we'll be out of there by 5. So 4 or 5 hours is generally the amount of time these rehearsals last. Yesterday I hadn't had anything to eat at all day. Oh, wait a minute. I had a bagel in the morning because the cat jumped on my lap and licked the cream cheese off. Oh, 13 minutes. I didn't intend to making a long video right now. Maybe tomorrow there'll be something. There's some pieces of plastic I want to cut up with my jigsaw. I can't really do that with them around here because someone's always napping or it would be too interested and want to get involved and do it themselves. Spencer's real good about that. But he's also not good about stuff because he gets so excited about stuff he doesn't listen. So before they left, the whole time, every few minutes, listen to Mommy and Daddy. Stay with Mommy and Daddy. Uncle Scott or Aunt Marley. And I know people want to be your friend, and some people will say they're your friend. They might have heard your name being called, so they'll know your name. That's called stranger danger. We don't do that. So we're trying to all collaborate and teach him stranger danger, but we don't want him to be running around screaming all the time because he's scared. We want him to know that the world is a little bigger than his bubble at home. And he's going to see that probably. He'll see all kinds of stuff. I said, now I want you to listen to Mommy and Daddy. That way it gives you time to look and see and watch people. And because I want to hear all about it when you get back. Oh, I got to take some pain pills for my back. Hopefully stay awake for rehearsal. The room that we're in is kind of like a basement room. It's like built on a slope or an incline, so the basement part is where they have storage and where they rehearse and stuff is painted black in there. It's so hard to see anything. It's not anywhere near the stage. They don't need to have it painted black. Have it a medium or lighter color. Anyway, jeepers creepers. I'm trying to read our books, and because we're learning our lines and everything, and it's black down there. And there was one light bulb hanging up high. I could barely reach it, and it had been burned out for a long time. And one lady goes, "Do you think you can reach that?" I said, "Yeah, probably." And I reached it. She says, "Good, we're going to change that bulb." So she came back with a bulb. I reached way up and I undid the bulb. And she handed me a bulb and I screwed it in. It was a blue bulb. Blue is the color. If you have any lights on backstage, you can read off a piece of paper or notes or something, but it doesn't disturb the audience by seeing like a little blue glow in the background somewhere off stage. And she goes, "Oh, I have to get a different one." So she got a white bulb, a regular light bulb type thing. And I reached up there again and I screwed it in. Didn't make a whole lot of difference, but it did make a little bit of difference. I found every light I could find down there. They had like a makeup table with some lights. I turned that on. It did help, but I don't know. People, use some common sense. People upstairs, on and off stage, can't see the downstairs. Why would it be painted dark? Why bother? That's dumb. Anyway, I have leathered on way too long. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. So I'm going to get on with it so I can go on upwards and onwards.